From the PSIA-AASI satellite studios in Hood River, Oregon, I'm George Thomas. You're listening to First Chair. Very excited about our guest this evening. Maggie Loring is joining us. We're going to be talking about the Women's Council. Maggie, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us.
Well, thanks for chatting with me. I'm really excited about it.
So tell us about the Women's Council. How is that? What is your real involvement with PSIA-AASI?
Well, the short history, because it has a very long and storied history, the short history is that a few years back, when Nick Herron was the CEO, he approached several of us storied women in the association to become the Women's Initiative Task Force. And at that time, our job was to just inform and move forward programs for women. And as we got rolling, we did a survey that went out to all the women in the association, and I think that was in 2019. And we had great participation, and we got a lot of information back from RRC did the survey. And we came out with basically 5 areas for improvement to keep women in the pipeline. Our job was to find out why there was not parity between women and men, and why the actual difference is about 70% men to 30% women, and it's industry-wide and it's international. And so we wanted to pull our association and find out what was going on. As we were developing the results from that, this smaller group of us, things evolved within the association. We became the Women's Advisory Group. And then again, we just changed in the past year to the Women's Council for Equity and Inclusion, so that we, based on what our findings were from this report. And basically, we came out with sort of 5 areas that we need to improve things for women to keep them in the pipeline, mostly keeping women engaged in the pipeline so they can stay long enough to get higher levels of certification and leadership, so that they can earn more money and stick around. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, the whole kind of ball of wax is that we're trying to attack.
I want to follow up with a very simplistic sounding question, but you know, all too often surveys go out, and I just hear this, from my team of caregivers and working in the healthcare industry. It's like these surveys come out and we still don't feel heard, because we try to give feedback here and often feel like nothing is done, even though we're given our opportunity to speak. And here you got a survey and you have really done something with it. Um, Tell me the difference there. Why was it you took that information and you've really done something? And it sounds like you continue to listen to the membership and fulfill what they're asking.
We're trying really hard. That was sort of um, popped out really obviously to us from the feedback we got in the survey. And we had huge participation, and women just poured their hearts out in open-ended comments and whatnot. And so we felt it was our job to spend a lot of time trying to really suss it out. And then we came out with the report, which is available on the website, trying to, with an overview and a simplification of what we did find. But now it's our job to act on that as an association, and as women in sport. We really need to act on what we've been told and continue to listen as things evolve. But basically, what we are doing as the group now, we become like the hub of this wheel, or this is our vision, to be the hub of activity, and then to welcome and engage women all around the country to participate with us in projects that they care about, that they know about, that they can contribute to and help things move forward. We just figure for the past 30 years, we haven't really moved the needle. So if we can become more known within the association, that we exist and that we are a resource, then, and to not just shut down and say, well, we're doing it, but to open up and say, no, we want your engagement and involvement. We want to hear you. And if there's a project you want to do, whether it's regional or national, bring it to us. Let's see what resources we have and how can we help make that happen. So, for example, we're trying to help Anne Shorling with her research that she presented at Interski take the next steps. Take some of us to help her take what she's found and take it a little further, get more data, but also do more education and awareness around what she's doing. That's just one thing we're doing.
And what specifically for 24-25 is one of your most important initiatives?
We have a few that we're working on, and we're working, as I said, with Anne Shorling. We're also working on a national mentoring. One of the things we were told in the report is that there is not enough mentoring opportunity for women. So we're trying, and then we also see that there isn't parity with men and women at the national team level. So we're trying to create a national mentorship program that will involve and engage women from level 3 up who have aspirations to try to go further and to provide support and resources for those women. Right now, it's in the design phase. We have a bunch of really educated and experienced gals who have volunteered to try to put together something that would work for all the different regions and try to engage women in that project. So that's a really important one for us. We also have, we're trying to create an informational part of the virtual summit for the Snow Sport Managers Council to present one of their sessions to them about what we're doing so that they may feel more willing to engage with us and provide data back so that we can kind of see where we are and track what we're doing. A major thing that we're focused on is getting word out, but then also trying to measure our success and so that we can see the progress that we're making and share that back with the membership.
How can people who are interested in getting a mentor sign up or express their interest to the Women's Council so that maybe they can be steered toward someone that would be able to help them out?
That's actually what we're working on right now,
Oh,
how to
okay.
make that more global and how we can get that so that it's welcoming and it's involving, engaging those women. So we're trying to make that plan right as we speak. We just had a meeting actually today. So
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
no, it's great.
Not sorry about the meeting, but that's where I'm also just like, that would be so exciting to see at the grassroots level at ski and snowboard areas where there could be so much more mentorship going on. And um, I even wonder, how would your outlook be on having female instructors mentoring male instructors who are coming in so that the females are being seen in leadership roles by the incoming males?
That may be one of the paths that ends up being taken. Also trying to provide education for men to help women succeed and also vice versa. It's not just for women, it's for all of us, right? If we can make things more equitable, everyone will succeed and do better. So we're trying to figure out ways to help bring men alongside so that we all know the behaviors we take, the things that we do that kind of send people south, and become aware of that and change our behavioral patterns. So that's also one of the things we're trying to figure out how to make a more global educational process that starts with the top down. Coaching is really a big important thing that came out in the report. So how do we really affect the behaviors of coaches, not just men, but women, all of us, so that we're more inclusive. That's where the inclusion bit comes in.
What are some things that you've accomplished since the council began 2019, correct?
Mhm.
What changes have you seen since you've started this?
Well, it's kind of been an interesting road. We had initial success with doing the survey and then coming out with the report. And then since the report, we've had some ups and downs with, okay, how do we tackle this? What's our direction? And so we've done some presentations to directors. We've taken it kind of on the road to the different regions and tried to let people know what kind of came out of it. There have been a couple of articles. We've done the Women's Summit is since 2019 has been really focused on highlighting the report, different things from the report and trying to attack them kind of head on. So there's not a lot measurable, which is why at this point we have a whole group that's working on data and measuring what we're doing to try to measure our success as we go along. In terms of the global goal of getting more women in leadership, women in at higher levels of the association so that there's more parity from level 3 up. So that's kind of so it's in progress. I can't say, I think we've had great results as far as the report goes, and then putting this together. And now with our different strategy of trying to involve and engage more women across the country, we're hoping it's going to get legs and go faster.
An odd question, I think, but it popped in my head, so I'm going to ask. Are there regions in the country where you're seeing better growth than in others?
Um, I think it's spotty, and I don't think you can measure it by region. It might be more, it's almost on a school by school level.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I would say, and it's more involves who's there and what the awareness level is and how open and inclusive they are to learning within a school. All different schools have different culture, and so we're really trying to get with school management and training managers and such to try to give tools to get to change that culture so that they're all on kind of on a more level playing field.
Anything you're feeling specifically positive about coming up in the near future?
Well, the Women's Summit coming up at Solitude in February. It was at Solitude last year. It will be there again this year. And we had great participation. And so we have almost all the team members have said that they are available and excited to come work that event. So it's going to be a really high level event with past team members there. Our focus is going to be on performance and fit for gear, the connection to the snow. So we're trying to involve and engage our sponsors and suppliers and boot fitters and all of that to try to help connect women more to their gear so that they feel more comfortable with it. That was one of the things that came out of the report. So we're really going to focus on that at this summit, along with, education, the typical education and trying to bring people along. And we're hoping to have gals come who are really aspirational and where they can really get some high level coaching. So that's really exciting, and we're thrilled about being able to provide that for women. And the scholarships that are available now as well, so that people can actually afford to do it. That's been a roadblock for a lot of people. It doesn't matter with your male or female. I think that's always a thing, but trying to get the word out about scholarships and Nancy Oakes Hall scholarship for women to participate in this event. And that just excites me to get more people engaged. And the biggest thing is just that we can get the word out about what we're doing and engage and involve more women across the entire country who feel like they want to be heard. So
Anything you'd like to add in conclusion, Maggie?
just if people are interested or excited to know more or want to be involved or have projects they think need doing or whatever, or need resources in their region, contact me. We're developing a resource hub for regional leadership too, so that they can access some of the data we have and some of the resources. And so if they're interested, please get in touch with me, and I'll steer them in the right direction to get help and support.
Maggie Loring, thank you so much for joining us on First Chair. Very much appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, George. I really enjoyed it and I appreciate it.
Thank you. From the PSIA-AASI Satellite Studios in Hood River, Oregon, I'm George Thomas.